So I just wanted to say that what you were talking about earlier, the analogy of the sun being always there and the clouds representing perhaps our mind, is
Yeah.
just so beautiful. And it just um, feels right, because to me anyway, so as you were saying, it's just such an individual thing and unique how we perceive things and what speaks to us individually.
Yeah.
So this analogy I thought was great. So it does feel like the mind just is like sometimes the densest clouds that need to be separated and to let the light through. And sometimes we just feel like we are those clouds, jumping between them and trying to find any kind of meaning for ourselves, not seeing that there's this vastness around, there's this light that's always there. And we just identify our life and measure our life within the clouds that are around us. This is how kind of it speaks to me. So a healthy ego, as you were saying,
Yeah.
it's just a balance where you understand the mind is just like the clouds, but you have enough space to let the light through
Yeah,
and
totally. Yeah.
just flow. But the complexity of the mind. This is what you're saying. The counselors and different therapists that can help you detangle all the clouds.
Yeah,
This
stop
is
it being
just
like a storm. Like, so say if it's a
yeah,
massive storm with lightning, it can help like soothe out the clouds and make them more like these beautiful ones that are like running through the sky, but they're not completely blocking the sky. There's like those, on a
absolutely.
and the blue sky in the background, these lovely clouds that are
Yes.
forming all these divine shapes. But when you're in constant thunderstorm, it's like, how can you not be totally like focused in the clouds? You're like, inhale the lightning, there's a tornado, and you're just like so fixated on what the clouds are doing. And it's really
Yeah.
becoming conscious. It's not really someone becoming conscious, but it's that like who you are is everything. Like the light, you could say the sunlight is everywhere. Without light, everything would just be complete blackness. So you are this light which is everywhere, but you're so fixated on this one particular phenomena in experiencing. And then this belief that that phenomena is who I am. Like, how
Yeah.
can you be what you did this morning? Like, I went shopping this morning. How can that be who you are and who's listening now? That's not something that's present. It's a description of something that's gone, and that's helpful in order to communicate, but it's not an experiencer.
Yeah, it's just the one tiny aspect of who you really
Yeah,
are.
yeah, totally. Yeah.
But it's just such a beautiful analogy. I think, oh, it's just
Oh,
lovely.
good. I'm glad that worked for you.
And you
It's,
can enjoy the clouds, you
yeah,
can enjoy the view, and but that takes, I guess, time, and it takes work.
yeah,
Sometimes very difficult experiences, like in my own life, where it has to be complete. It felt like demolishing of certain things through illness, through depression, and so on, where I could rebuild the new worldview and understood
mm,
that those glimpses of light that I felt throughout my life, that it actually is something that I am worthy of, and it's accessible, and the
mm.
mind is there to be enjoyed in a way too. But you
Yeah, yeah,
need, and I am lucky to have worked with and I'm still working with this lovely lady, a psychologist, who was just brilliant in helping me detangle those clouds,
yeah,
you know what I mean,
totally.
and just
Yeah,
help me on my own let more light through, because
yeah,
that's what really it's all about in the human experience, I guess, just
yeah.
let as much light through as possible.
Yeah, yeah, no, that's really beautiful because a lot of people that I find get into non-duality, there's like they feel like if they work with someone, there's something wrong with them. And to me,
No,
like
absolutely not.
when somebody's like vulnerable and open enough to work with someone one on one, it doesn't have to be a psychologist. There's loads of great non-dual teachers that work on personal self stuff. But when you're open and I feel like an open and vulnerable and willing to change, I feel like that's a really healthy sign. Like when you are
Yes.
prepared on the human level to say, yeah, there are things I can expand in myself that I can see that aren't so progressive. And there is other people that can help me change. I don't know better than everyone. I'm not crazy. Like some people feel like they know better than everyone. If they work with someone, that they'll be patronized or something. But that's so beautiful. If you go and work with someone one on one and you start off with, hi, I'm here, but I'm really afraid that I'm going to be patronized in this meeting. And like a great psychologist or non-dual teacher or someone that's working one-on-one with you won't be offended by that. They'll be like, that's such a fascinating idea. Let's explore that. Let's see where that idea comes from. Like I know my personality sometimes has this, like when working or you know, like there's because I've investigated a lot of things, there's sometimes a little bit of fear, like of that patronizing quality and not being able to say, look, this is patronizing me because it upsets the other person too much. But when you work with someone that's really great, they can just hear that and they can hold that and they can be, let's explore this. Let's see where it goes.
So
and it's so, yeah, and it's so okay to say, hang on, I'm just feeling a bit patronized now. Actually, patronized is not the right word. Patronized, it's not patronized that I mean. I realize that means you think the other person's making you small. I mean, like when you already know information and people are already giving you information you know, and it's like a repeat of something you know already, not in an arrogant way, but it's like someone gives you a lecture on like how to bake a cake and you're like, yeah, I've actually done that 8 times already. Like, and you don't say anything, you just sit there like...
It's the mind playing games anyway.
Yeah, yeah. It's...
Yeah, but that's
yeah, and
it's great to be able, you know, it's when you're ready, I guess. I know it might sound silly, but when you're ready, different things can be a teacher for you. Not only a person, but that person, the right teacher will just show you how to learn, like point you, help you learn. This is what my experience is like. So I'm lucky. Obviously, it's different for everyone. But that lady psychologist, I owe her so much because I found her in the right moment, and I guess I was ready to find someone like that. And she takes no, excuse my language, shit, you know. So she says it as it is, and that's really helpful, you know, to cut the crap, because friends sometimes tell you things that they think you want to hear with well-meaning, you know, well-meaning, but the right person, the someone from outside who can actually connect the dots that you can't connect on your own sometimes. But they're ready to be connected. But it takes the right person, the teacher. Sometimes it's something else, just to make the connection for you, so you can move on and then spread the clouds a little bit.
Yeah, totally.
Nice. Thank you.
Yeah,
thanks
pleasure.
For your hard work in this field, Lisa. You're so great.
Pleasure.
I love listening to you.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, lots of love to you.
Lots of love, and lots of love to Khaleesi as well.
Yeah, danke.
Bye.
Thanks. Bye.
Thank you.
Nice.